Hello everyone, welcome to our review session for AP Computer Science A. Today we'll be talking about Unit 5, writing classes. Well, to begin, what are constructors? Earlier we learned that objects are created in programs by declaring a variable of the class and using the keyword new, followed by a call to a constructor. A constructor sets the initial values for the object's instance variables. In a new class, constructors are usually written after the instance variables and before any methods. They typically start with public and then the name of the class. Unlike other methods, they do not have a return type, not even void, after the modifier public. They can take parameters specified in the parentheses for the data which is used to initialize the instance variables. Let's look at an example for a better understanding. Here are two constructors that could be written for the person class. Notice that the first one initializes name, email, and phone number to empty string as the default values. Most programmers use two quotation marks as the default value for string variables and 0 as the default value for a int and double variables. I also want to give a reminder that classes usually have more than one constructor. There are usually at least two constructors. One where there is no parameter, and another that takes in all the parameters necessary for initializing all the instance variables. The attributes of an object and their values at a given time define the object's state. The constructors initialize the object's state by assigning initial values to the instance variables that the object has as its attributes. Next, let's discuss accessor methods, also called get methods or getters. They allow a way to get the value of each instance variable from outside of the class. They can retrieve the values of object attributes and be used to access the state of an object without directly modifying it. Let's take a look at an example on the next slide. If we examine the car class here, we see that the getMake method is an accessor method for make, as it does not change its initial value and only returns it. Moving on, mutator methods or setters or set or modifier methods are void methods, meaning that they do not return a value. Instead, they do take in a parameter, the new value for the instance variable. Here are some examples of how to write a set method for an instance variable. Using the same car class as before, we can modify the getMake method. Here, we have turned the method into a void type, meaning it doesn't return a value. At the same time, the code between the curly brackets changes the initial value of making to the string between the other bracket, as highlighted in red. Writing methods are an essential part of object-oriented programming. They allow us to define behavior or actions that objects of a class can perform. Let's explore writing methods in more detail. When writing methods, we need to consider what actions we want our objects to perform. Let's continue with our car class example to understand how writing methods work. In our car class, we can define various writing methods that represent actions a car can take. For instance, the start engine method can be used to start the car's engine. It does not require any parameters and does not return a value. The accelerate method can be used to increase the car's speed. It takes a parameter speed, which represents the desired speed to accelerate to. It does not return a value. Then there's also the brake method. This method can be used to apply the car's brake and slow down or stop the car. It does not require any parameters and does not have a value to return. Writing methods can encapsulate more complex behaviors and involve multiple steps or calculations. Let's consider an example method in our car class. The calculate mileage method calculates the mileage of the car based on the distance traveled and the fuel consumption. It takes two parameters, distance and fuel consumption, and returns the calculated mileage as a result. By defining writing methods in our classes, we can control the behavior and actions of objects. These methods provide a way to interact with and manipulate the object's state. To summarize, writing methods allow us to define the behavior and actions of objects in a class. They enable us to perform specific tasks or operations on objects and interact with their attributes. By using writing methods, we can create more flexible and reusable code. Remember, when writing methods, consider the purpose and desired behavior of your objects. Name the methods appropriately to reflect the actions they perform. Use parameters and return types as necessary to pass data in and out of the methods. Writing methods are a powerful tool for designing and implementing object-oriented programs. In this example, start engine method performs the action of starting the car's engine and outputs a message with the car's make and model. Remember to define the method with the appropriate parameters and return type based on the desired behavior. And also, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching.